Hey, it's Dave Murphy of Around the Lens. I'm out here at Imaging USA 2022 talking to DriveSavers Partner Program Manager, Weston Moyer. Weston, how are you doing today?
Doing great, thank you. Good to be here.
What brings you out to this awesome event?
Well, this is, I think at least our 10th year here. My personally 6th year being at Imaging USA. So we've been a data recovery partner for PPA for many, many years. So for folks that have lost data.
So kind of give folks who may not be familiar with your company what kind of services you provide.
Absolutely. So we do data recovery. That's what we've been doing since 1985, so for about 37 years now. So physically failed, mechanically, logically failed devices such as camera cards is a big one at this show, hard drives, solid states, RAIDs, phones, tablets, ultimately anything that stores data we can help with.
Yeah, we talk about data recovery, of course, ensuring that you have backups in multiple places. The 3-2-1 rule, right? Off-site, locally, and on the cloud. Are there any other recommendations you would give to folks who are just trying to make sure their data is backed up properly?
Well, you got it. The 3-2-1, that's exactly the method that we use. There's a lot of cloud-based services, but that's a great option. And then if you're going to use 2 other hard drives, that's what we would recommend, at least 2. Use different brands, just in case. There's a ton of good brands out there. 2 good brands. Leave one, maybe even store it off-site so you don't all have them in one place. And then just make sure you're routinely backing up so that you've got all the important data and most recent data on there.
Yeah, I actually started to ship off hard drives of my work to my wife's family's house in Texas. So I've got here in Maryland and also there in Texas. So again, hopefully the catastrophe doesn't happen where both of those go down at the same time. But are there any sort of general tips or tricks or misconceptions people might have about data storage that they should be keep in mind?
Really, as long as that 3-2-1 backup method's going to be the best. There's a ton of different devices, like I said, different brands, but there's also solid states and hard drives these days. A traditional spinning hard drive is going to be a long-term storage device. Solid states are great too, but one way or another, they could all fail. That's technology for you. So
now you're able to recover from not only spinning disk but also solid state, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Anything with a 1 and a 0, whether it's traditional hard drive or a solid state. Camera cards and phones, obviously, they're more. There's nothing moving, no moving parts, but that's all stuff that we can recover from.
Definitely. Sorry, I got threw off by the guy who walked in the frame there. I can cut that out, but I'll just cover it with some B-roll, no big deal. Are there any crazy stories that you've heard from your customers in terms of how their hard drive got messed up, but you were all able to recover it safely, even though it thought this hard drive is lost, it was burnt up in a fire, or was under the sea for a year? Any crazy stories like that?
They're all crazy. We've seen it all. If you can tell here in the background, we've got some tablet that was ran over by a semi-truck. Actually, the laptop down there was in the Haiti earthquake. We pulled out of we didn't pull out of the rubble, but customer pulled it out of the rubble and sent it to us. These are all success stories. We've even got a burnt-up camera over there in our booth that we like to bring. So fire, liquid damage, you name it, we've seen it.
Okay. Great. Well, thanks for taking your time out to talk to us and our audience about what you do and whatnot. Where can people find more about your company?
Our website, DriveSavers.com. Also, our phone number, if you ever need us, 800-440-1904. We are 24/7. We do cover the cost of shipping anywhere in the world. And we do free evaluations to look at the device. And if for some reason data is not recoverable, we don't charge anything. Call us anytime. We're available, and hopefully we can help.
That's great. And are rates based on the amount of data or the size of data? How do you determine rates typically?
Sure. So good question. So ultimately, it's based on the type of device that it is, whether it's hard drive, solid state, smartphone, and then the turnaround time. We're as slow as a week turnaround time for hard drives, and 48 hours is our standard service, but we can go faster than that even with a priority service, which obviously being 24/7 gives us the capability to do that. But how quickly you need the data back, and ultimately the type of device it's on, is going to be the first initial cost basis, but really it comes down to complexity. So that's why we do the free evaluation shipping, is so we can look at it. Once we diagnose the device, we can determine how difficult the recovery is going to be and the complexity, and that's what's ultimately going to be what's going to determine the cost. So size of the device doesn't ultimately matter or anything like that. And like I said, if we can't recover data, we don't charge anything, but we always give it our best shot. And really, your first shot is your best shot. So having it sent to a clean room laboratory like DriveSavers, that's been business expertise for 37 years. We work with all the manufacturers. It's good to make sure it's going somewhere reputable, to make sure that the data is recovered right the first time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you only get one shot.
Indeed, absolutely. Yeah, well, thank you so much, Weston, for your time. Really appreciate it. Well, I'm glad that your organization exists. I hope none of my members ever have to actually use your services, because that would be a tragedy. But again, glad that you're there for that type of service. Thanks so much for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you.